Hello there, Divine Feminines. We are going to get into a general reading about you and your current energy. Let's see what Spirit needs us to share with you. Again, it's a general reading, so the questions you may have may or may not be answered. And either way, you may not know, because certain messages that Spirit likes to get out, you may, one, be unaware of, subconsciously unaware, I like to say, or two, it may not have happened yet. Maybe you're looking for a specific answer. So I suggest that for your entertainment purposes, okay, you listen to the general reading and you take everything with a grain of salt, okay, as we refer to the twin flame journey and your specific standpoint, what you should do, what you want to do, what is ahead of you, okay? But if you want to book a personal reading, please follow the description box below, because the personal reading will let you know exactly what you need to do, exactly who you are in this situation. It'll give you a personal sort of idea for your reading, right? Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the likes, comments, and subscribes. I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Guys, as always, guys and girls, the cards are pre-shuffled, but I like for you to see that as well. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, Divine Feminines, what's going on? We've got the Hanged Man. This is beautiful energy. Okay, a lot of my clients right now and those who are just reaching out, you know, I'm telling them that the best thing to do is get into Hangman energy, which is letting the intuitive messages flow. It's a sort of demeanor that he has or she has that is not, number one, too inclined to what people think, because they're so intuitive. They're on the 3D, respectfully, but 5D especially, because they want to make sure that they can intuitively receive all of the downloads that their divine is giving to them. They could care not, you know, who's laughing, who's mocking, who's like, what are you doing? You know, the people who don't understand what's going on, she or he knows that they have to do what they have to do in order to listen to what they are guided to do. I love that energy. It's a very positive energy. Okay, no, there's no hasty, there's no being mean here. It's just a sense of being a little more mature than others, okay, and wanting to understand your own personal spiritual path. Not everyone is on your path, nor will they be on this at the same point in time. So it's liable that the Divine Feminine right now are doing things that maybe not everyone else is doing right now. Maybe you feel like some sort of an outcast, a rebel, however you really want to like label yourself, but it's all because you're about to start listening to what the divine has to tell you next. Okay, I love that energy, Major Arcana. Then we have the Four of Swords, taking time for yourself with this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. You know that they're thinkers, they're the logical ones of the bunch. And this card, the Four of Swords, talks about being logical, to relax sometimes, to meditate sometimes, and whisk everything away from your mind and just take some time out to yourself to meditate. Not leaving, no deciding, no decisions, no choices, no thoughts, no people, no nada. So it looks like with these two cards, the similarity here, Divine Feminines, is that you are very much on your journey alone. Now, you could have many people around you. This is for sure. This energy, these two energies in comparison, do not put out any people around you, because you still work, you may have kids, you may have the neighbors, roommates, but this talks about how you are you can be introvert, but you can just be in a hermit kind of mode, where I think I saw the hermit here as well. You're just in a you know, like, how do I say this? So you're just to yourself. You're just keeping to yourself in a positive aspect, because you may have a lot going on, but regardless of that, on the 3D, you know, in the 5D, you know that it's time for you to level up spiritually, and you know what you need to do. It looks like the divine is telling you first things first is to relax and take it back, take a breather. Okay, I know a lot of us are really frantic, and we got a lot of, you know, power, like I talk about a lot in my videos, surfacing. You're feeling a lot, you're knowing a lot, you're feeling a lot is happening, and you're manifesting of these powers, but a lot of us don't know what to do with them once we've received them. The divine guides us specifically to relax, then to lay down, to meditate, but a lot of us don't know what meditation is. So it says to be safe, go ahead and just lay down. That's the best meditating you can possibly do with all the downloads that are coming in. Okay, for the divine feminine. Next, we have the Nine of Wands. Okay, this is that resilient energy. Usually in the Rider Waite, you see it with like hella, what is that? You see it with a lot of wands in the front of them, representing tasks, people, places, things, aspects, mindsets, not being able to get done, not being able to do it, feeling hasty, feeling, this is a sense of impulsiveness. Look how she's standing at that window. My card is straight up. She's kind of like, okay, ready? Are you coming? Like, someone who's just really neurotic here. And this, what's funny, looks like an air energy to me, someone who's kind of a little bit impatient, but this is the Nine of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, letting the passion, letting the determination of something. It's like when you've ordered something via FedEx or USPS or something like that, UPS, and then you're waiting because it says it's out for delivery and it's past the time that it was supposed to come normally in your time zone. This is that woman, but she's not going to stop whatever she's doing. She's not going to stop being up. It's like some of us may not be sleeping well. Some of us may have insomnia. Some of us may not be sleeping at all because we're waiting for something. We feel like we're waiting for these downloads. But remember that the divine said we're supposed to relax. This card also means that some of us are not able to relax. Some of us are a little on edge, a little neurotic is what I like to call this card. This card makes me chuckle. And it's just someone who is not going to stop at trying to meditate or stop trying to receive downloads. And at some point this card can talk about wanting for too much, don't you think? Not being able, especially when the divine is asking you to relax, or when you need to receive messages and downloads. Look how quirky, or look how free he is. This is why I say that they don't really care for what people think around them, as some are laughing, some are like in awe. This dude looks like a piñata. That's his ponytail. I mean, it's not that you're up in the air or anything, but like in the Rider Waite where he's upside down a tree, he's got his hands behind his head, stuff like that, letting the sun behind his head come in. It's a state of distortion, but it's a state of like doing things that, are going to free your mind. If hanging out by the water is what's going to help you. People know you don't even like the beach or the sand, stuff along the lines of that. But here it looks like you want to be tight wound. Okay, trying to get something, trying to obtain something that is not supposed to come to you like that. You're letting this passion, determination turn into haste, okay, and resilience, which is a great aspect, at least as far as Aries, Leo, Sagittarius goes, this passion, determination to get, but you're not trying to get it in the right way. You're a little too quick and hasty about it. We have the Three of Wands, okay, because more Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, fire energy, determination to move forward, but it looks like you're at a standstill here. This Three of Wands looks like you have what you have now. You may have a nice home, a nice family, some nice friends. You may have just the thought of that you may be royalty, just the thought of that, you may be a divine feminine to someone that you feel so much for. What more can I want for? You know what I'm saying? But you're at a standstill here, but being established in any way that you may be divine feminine, if not in all of those ways, being established, but looking for something else to do. Looking for your next download, looking for your next venture. It's safe to say for some of you that you did skip out on this energy. Some of you thought it was a little too taking up your time and effort. You couldn't stay still for too long. And that's what this card talks about. Sometimes not needing to go and bite the bullet, cross the bridge before you get there kind of thing. It's kind of talking about meditating. I think this is the card that I really want to highlight for the divine feminines right now, especially being this major arcana here, is letting the divine messages flow. You're not putting in too much work. You're cleansing, you're meditating to cleanse your organs, your mind, your thoughts, your soul, in order for everything to come through. It will not work when you're in a drought and dirt and havoc, okay, and hasty, always looking for something. It's like you didn't even know these things were coming, and now that they're here, you think that you know what to do, and you want more and more and more without having to situate what it is that you've learned already. Okay, so exactly, you want this security with the Nine of Pentacles, okay? All right, before you flee. before you fly. You want this security in yourself that you can do alone, that you can relax. I think that's the message. Let's clarify this Hanged Man here for the Divine Feminine. What do we've got? The Seven of Wands, the complete opposite. So if you can see, obviously this looks like a boxing match, and that would be you. Okay, for some of you, that's you, really, hypothetically speaking, you, and this is really you getting knocked out of the park because you can't do such things as try to relax and let the divine messages flow because you didn't ask for them to get them in the first place. So I don't know what you're doing now, and I think it's a humbling lesson for a lot of you divine feminines right now, and it's a lot of the newer ones. I'm not going to lie to you. But, you know, the messages that need to come out are the messages that need to come out. The Seven of Wands talks about a competition, a hasty kind of attitude. Competition even with time. Thinking that you have no time. Thinking you need to do this now, do this then, do this. That's what this card talks about. And the Rider-Waite, if you're familiar with that deck, it's this guy with two different shoes on, just digging these wands in the ground and these really hard, solid rock grounds, just trying to get the job done, feeling like he's competing, you know, with somebody. And this is like a real high definition fight right here, and it's saying you didn't necessarily have to do all that, as all these people in the crowd are like standing up like, what? Can't even see them in the background, no high definition, but they're like, what? They're like, whoa, stop. You know, it didn't have to be that serious, knocking him out of the park. He kind of went a little overboard there, and trying to be calm and collected here where you need to be with this major arcana, the Hanged Man. It's not about asking and wanting for, you know, it's the balance. Okay, the top of the deck we have the Ten of Swords. This is going to lead a lot of you divine feminines into this agony here. This is a Ten of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, stagnation in the body and in the brain. You know, when the air signs are in a mental funk, you really can worry for them as you can worry for any sign, because as far as the brain goes, I'd like to go from one extreme to the other. And this extreme, like, if you don't know anything, if you're emotionally confused, I don't even know who I am. I don't know what I believe in. I don't know what I want to do. You don't know anything, and you will not move without the brain. You will not move without the consciousness. So, you know, and if you do, you're subconsciously unaware of what you're doing. And I think that's a problem with a lot of us, that we don't even know what we're doing. We're just doing. We're just acting in such haste, you know, and this is what the divine warned us about, you know, but we acted as if we couldn't do that. And the Ten of Swords talks about a Kundalini suppressant all the way through from the head chakra down to the toe. Okay, you're paralyzed, you can't move. But the great thing about this one here is that there's nothing up, there's nothing down from here, there's only up from here. So it talks about a mental confusion. It talks about paranoia, anxiety, thinking you're going to, you know, die. Am I going to this? Am I going to that? What's going on? Speedy Gonzalez. And this is you, you know, because of at some point where you don't remember how you got into these divine messages, you know, to go back to that kind of melancholy or wherever have you, you know, kind of chill mode you were in. Now, I think a lot of us are going to have to tap back into that. But right now, Spirit is talking about not tapping back into anything, but at this point, going back to the drawing board and trying to understand how to get these messages in. Okay, a lot of us don't know how to meditate, again, you know, and speak to our spirit guides. Okay, so that's one thing, but a lot of us are completely trickled in our brains. There's a lot of mind tricks going on, and that would cause a lot of us not to be able to sleep, to then be called to sleep, right? Let's clarify this Four of Swords for the divine feminine. So we have the Six of Wands. And they're my favorite card out of the deck. More Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius for this air sign card, this Four of Swords. Now we have the Six of Wands. Okay, you're going to be recognized for your hard work. Some of us, hard work is not even having to do anything but trying not to think when it is that we know everything that we need to know. It says that I think I need to tell some of you divine feminines that, you know, taking a pride, having some humble pie will do you just fine, will do you great. Slow down because whatever you think you know can go poof, gone, and then it becomes something else. This is taking the time out for yourself because of everything that you've gone through. Now, even after everything that you've gone through, Divine Feminines, everything you're going through right now, okay, Divine Feminines, as far as all of the paranoia, anxiety, not being able to sleep, being so hyper, then being so down, so low, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Hence why we need the break, because the divine understands what it's like to be blessed with all of this knowledge, what it's like to even get here in the first place, how we spiral out of control and where we are now, okay? But this talks about being blessed